The first set of the new Foundations is hitting your local game store in November. But what is it and what does it have to do with core sets? Check out this video so you can decide if Foundations is a set you're going to pick up.
Foundation will be releasing November 15th, and it's going to be both as a physical product and on MTG Arena. All the cards in the Foundation set is going to be standard legal, and it's going to be draftable.
Foundations is in many ways very similar to the older core sets if you've been in Magic for a while. We've had core sets pretty much from the get-go of Magic the Gathering, and core sets in the old days were only reprint cards. But as time went on, there were also entirely new cards added to core set. If you've been with us for a while, you know that core sets have fallen in and out of favor, so they have been discontinued only to be started up again and then only to finally be discontinued in 2021 with the last core set.
So let us know, what do you think about core sets? Were you sad to see them go? Let us know down in the comment section. Foundations is going to be similar to the core sets. It's going to be 50% reprint cards and 50% all brand new cards. The cards in the Foundations are going to be less complex than what we see in regular Magic expansion products. So it's going to serve as a sort of entry-level product for new players coming into Magic. The goal seems to be that Wizards of the Coast want to have a sort of entry-level product to draw in new players, and the Foundation set is going to be just that.
But as something entirely new, Foundations is going to span multiple standard rotations. Let's just say that again. It's not just going to be viable for one standard rotation, but for multiple. So the product coming out on the 15th of November in 2024 is going to be viable at least, and standard legal, at least until 2029. This is a bit weird because we're going to have the situation where standard sets are only legal for 3-year rotations, but then we have Foundations that are legal for even longer. But we'll get into that discussion a bit later on. Foundation also features a lot of these products that we already know, like the Collector Booster and the Play Booster, but there are several new products in the product lineup. Let's check them out.
This year, Wizards of the Coast did away with the draft box and the set box to have a more streamlined product line, so we only had the Play Boosters and the Collector Boosters. So that was a step forward, but with the new Foundation set, we're going to have 5 steps back, because we're going to see Play Boosters, Collector Boosters, but we're also going to see brand new products in the Foundation lineup. One of them is the Beginner box and the other one is the Starter Collection box. So that's definitely some steps back if the intention was to have a more streamlined product line. And now we're going to take a deep dive into the Beginner box and the Starter Collection box.
If you're getting any value out of this video, please smash the like button and consider becoming a subscriber. We are racing toward 3,000 subscribers this year and you can help us make it there. Thank you.
The Beginner box is going to contain 10 packs with 20 cards in each pack, and the packs are going to be divided into the 5 color slots we know in Magic, so 2 of each color. If you know about Jumpstart, this product is going to be very reminiscent of that, because you will be able to mix 2 packs and just get ready to play decks. It's going to be a product that is better suited for new players because it comes with a how to play guide manual, and it's going to have a lot of different combinations to choose from, so it's going to be a better product than a starter set after all, and it's only going to cost you $29.99.
The next new product is the Starter Collection. So the whole idea is when players have gotten experienced enough to move on from the Beginner box, they can move on to the Starter Collection. This box is going to contain 350 cards, and all of these cards are still going to be focused on being less complex, more simple to play and more simple to understand, while at the same time bridging the gap between the Beginner box and also completely new regular standard sets which have a lot of really advanced mechanics and more text to them. So this is going to be your intermediary product. The Starter Collection is going to retail for $59.99, which seems to be a very fair price point. Foundation has several different products. The Beginner box and the Starter Collection are obviously aimed at the more entry-level new players just getting familiar with Magic the Gathering. But there is also going to be a Play Booster and a Collector Booster. One of the things that is going to differentiate between these products is that in the Play and the Collector Booster, we're going to see some more advanced cards, so there will still be more powerful and advanced Magic cards, but they are only going to be in the part of the product line that is the Collector Booster and the Play Booster box.
The Foundation set is going to be a continuation also of the Booster Fun treatment variants. We're going to see a new treatment in the Foundation set because non-creature enchantments is going to come with a Nyx frame, and this frame is only going to be on enchantments. We're also going to see borderless and extended art, and we also suspect that we're going to see some new special findings in the Foundation set. We don't know much of the cards that are going to be in the Foundation set yet, but we do know something. We know that there are going to be 5 Mythic Planeswalkers, and they are going to be monocolored, 1 for each color in Magic. We also know that when you draft, there are going to be signpost cards, and these signpost cards are going to be dual colored. The signpost cards are going to be your draft archetypes for that set. And there are going to be 10 different color variations of those signpost cards. So if you do draw one of those signpost cards in a draft, you're going to be wanting to build around it. We're also going to see 10 signpost payoff cards. And these payoff cards are also cards that you're going to be able to draft. You're definitely going to be building around that signpost because you're going to get some added benefit from your payoff cards.
We have seen 5 cards revealed for Foundation set right now. So one of the cards I would like to mention now that Jens just spoke about these reward cards or payoff cards, Anthem of Champions, that gives all your creatures a +1/+1 bonus. That could very well be one of these gold payoff cards because it does reward you for playing into the Celestia colors, and it might just be this type of card that they're talking about when they're mentioning payoff cards. We also see that we have some of these older reprints cards. Remember that the set is going to be 50% reprints and 50% new cards. We have the Llanowar Elves. This is a really old school card, but it is still a really strong ramp card. And with that, we see they're going to have to do some checks and balances, something like the Day of Judgment. And we have also just seen the 9 Lives Familiar. This brings about a new kind of token, the Revival token, where you can send this card to the graveyard, but it's going to come back several number of times. This is pretty fitting with the 9 lives name for the card. So far, only 5 cards, but we are going to follow up as soon as there are more.
The Foundation set is going to make it much more easier to come into standard Magic. You're going to be able to build decks and you're going to be able to play those decks for a very long period of time. We've already seen that the standard rotation period has been expanded from 2 years to 3 years, and that is of course to make standard play more enticing for players. All in all, this could be a way that Wizards of the Coast might be gearing up towards more tournament play, but also more standard play in their local LGS.
And this also allows for having a player actually buy the Foundation set, play with it, and then come back maybe after a year if you're getting married, off to college, whatever, and then return and actually still have some standard playable cards, because the small and narrow window of time that you could play standard has really been an issue, as Jens just said. Entire product of Foundation seems like it's going to be an onboard ramp specifically intended for standard. You're going to grow up in the Magic community playing these jumpstart like decks with the beginner box. You're going to continue on to the starter collection, get a better feel for the themes and mechanics of Magic the Gathering, and then you're going to be able to move into both the play booster box and the collector box, where you can get some more advanced cards but also some more randomized cards so you can continue on playing in the standard environment. All in all, it does seem like this is aimed at entry level, but there's also going to be cards like Omniscience and more advanced cards in both the play booster and the collector box, which might make this set a perfect fit for more than just a new player.
I'm looking very much forward to see how a 5-year span of Magic with Llanowar Elves, for instance, is going to affect standard play.
And another thing, it might get a bit weird when you're explaining to a new player that, hey, come play standard, it's an awesome format, it lasts 3 years, except for some cards that might actually last 5 years. It does muddy the waters up a bit, so maybe it's going to need some clarification along the way to explain how exactly these different kinds of standard work, because in reality now we're working with a standard that is both 3 years and 5 years. Let us know how you feel about the Foundation set. Will you be picking it up as a new player? Will you be picking it up as an old and routine player? Let us know down below in the comment section.
And if you are playing a lot of standard and want to know what comes next, we have a video for you on Duskborn right up here. And speaking of players, the coolest players are of course those streaming down below, our YouTube channel members and our Patreon members. And you out there can become a Patreon member for just $3 a month, and that way you can support the Cardboard Guide even further.
Thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.